morning. This is Laurie Easterlin with Keller Williams. I'm a real estate agent as well as a home stager. And this is the time of the year, it is January, where people are starting to think about getting their houses ready for the spring market. And if you're thinking about that, it is not too early to contact me. If you sell with me, my staging expertise is a free value to you. We will make your home look marvelous in pictures. However, before we even get to the part of staging, there is the most important part that every homeowner needs to know about. When your house goes under contract, the buyers will pay for an inspection. And oftentimes, unless you're selling houses right and left, you really don't know what they're going to look for. So today we're going to go over what you can do right now to make sure that when you have your inspection done by your buyers, that things go well. So there are several categories within an inspection process. The first one is foundation and structural. So when an inspector comes up to your home, he's going to look at the roof. So if there are patches, stains, places that are kind of leaking in bad rainstorms, deal with that now. I'm going to tell you right now that anything you can do as a homeowner allows you to do it in your time frame and with your contractor that you're familiar with. It puts it a little more in your ballpark. Once it is on an inspection report, then the buyers have a little more control over how things are done, who you may be using. So it's best to get your home ready to sell. So again, they're going to look at the roof. They're going to look at the soffits and fascia. That is the part that is underneath your roof, the little overhang from your porch that you can usually see. If your house has any mold on it, it's time to fix that right now. I've often seen in inspection reports that inspectors are looking from a distance, and to them, mold sometimes can look like wood damage, and they write down that you need to replace soffits and fascia when really what has happened is it has simply gotten moldy. So mold needs to be addressed right now. Get someone to pressure wash and then look at the house again. Does any paint need to be touched up? While you're doing that, look around your house for water. Water is a very big one. If water is running into the edges of your home, that's not a good thing. There should be no standing water under your house. If those things are happening, look at your landscaping. Sometimes when a house was built, it had a different level of dirt next to the house, which over time has been pushed by water up against the house. I would also suggest, if you are not on a slab, go under your own house, because you may see standing water, you may see issues that you can fix now. Is anything leaking? Look at your subfloor. If you can see your subfloor, are there any stains that are showing you leaks? If you have insulation under your house, is it all neatly tucked up and dry? Those are things to be looking for. I don't go under my house very often, but when it's going to be sold, someone needs to go down there and really take a good look. Do you have French drains? Are the openings to those French drains cleared of leaves and debris? What about your gutters? Are they clogged? Are there leaves and debris? You need to get on up there and deal with all of that. Then they'll look at walkways, driveways. They're going to look at the cracks in any path, as well as if you have a brick house, they're going to look for what I call traveling lines, lines that go through the brick and tell us that there may have been some settlement. I will tell you that in closings in Augusta, moisture and foundational issues are huge, and they are often the thing that survives closing, meaning you would, as the seller, have to put money in escrow for a fix that will come later. So that can be a little tricky. It's best to deal with things when you find them and before the house is put on the market. Make sure any flashing on the roof is attached. Have someone walk it. Make sure it's sturdy, no holes. It's very hard in these windstorms of late to be sure that large sticks didn't fall and create something that you currently don't even know you have. One of the things that I see a lot in inspections is the door frames. The exterior doors often get wet at the bottom, and they start to mold or they start to fall apart. So that is something to fix while you can still do it prior to being forced to fix it to close a sale at sometimes a price that you didn't anticipate. Windows are huge. If you have a VA buyer, the VA inspector will insist that safety is followed, that every single window goes up, goes down, is in its track, and is not screwed down. So test your windows. If they are painted shut, you've got to find a way to get them open. That is a big one. Next big category is electrical. So one of the things that is just such an easy fix for sellers is if you have a light switch and it turns on anything, an overhead light, a stove light, a lamp, please put a bulb in it because it will be listed as non-functional if they go to turn it on and nothing comes on. If you have unusual light switches, such as you're in your bedroom, you flip a switch, it turns on the garage light, label them. It's a great thing for the inspectors. It's a great thing for realtors going in and out. They are going to look at your panel box, make sure that's accessible, clean, tidy, no wires hanging out. They're going to look at ceiling fans. Do they swing when they are on? Are all of the lights working? Do they seem balanced? They're going to be looking at areas like the kitchen and the bathroom for the GFCI outlets to be sure that if a person can touch water and plug something in, they are protected. They will be looking for smoke detectors, and having one in every bedroom is a very good thing. They're going to go up in the attic. One thing we see listed a lot is you need a junction box. If wires are crisscrossing and unattended, they should usually be in a junction box. If you yourself have rigged things that have wires, like there should not be exposed wires to appliances, running around the edges of a room, anything you've sort of rigged to make things work, it's time now to unrig it, get an electrician in, and make it right. Next thing, the HVAC. So they will go outside, they will look at the HVAC, they will turn on the heat, they will turn on the air. They have little gadgets they hold under the outlets to measure how much heat or cool is coming. If you have a fireplace, they will turn it on and they will look at it. One inspection point for homeowners is right before your inspection, replace every single filter in your house. So when an inspector comes and pulls open a major filter point and it is filthy, there is a sense that things may not have been tended to in this house. So try and deal with that right away. They will check your built-in appliances. So the first thing they're going to do when they walk in is turn on the oven and start the dishwasher. So if you have fragile things in your dishwasher, it's time to get them out because they are going to run it while they are there. So your appliances should work. You should not have eyes on the stove that don't work. You should not have a dishwasher that has a magical way that you close it that only you know. These things should be working and in a normal fashion, not in a fashion where you've kind of had to rig it forever. So all insulation and ventilation will be checked. They're going to check attic fans. They're going to check the fan above your stovetop. They're going to check bathroom fans. And then they're also going to go down into your crawl space if you have one and see, is it wet? Is there a vapor barrier? Is the vapor barrier in good shape? Is insulation falling? They're going to read the levels of the moisture under the house, and that will be reported on your termite letter, what we call it, but actually it measures more than just termites. So those are the things that are going to be looked at. I always say, really try and make sure your house passes that inspection first off. Walk your own house with a critical eye. Make sure that things work. If there's a drip in a faucet, fix it. If the shower doesn't actually turn off unless you get it in the right 1/1,000,000th of an inch point, fix it. Call your own people in to fix everything that can be fixed prior to being under contract. You just don't want your house and your entire world of planning to fall to pieces because there's something that you really could have addressed had you just done it before the house ever went on the market. And then after that point, do get a stager. Like I said, my clients get my staging experience for free. But your realtor should really care about the way your house is merchandised. So your realtor should take care that things are pretty, that it looks good in pictures, that a professional photographer is hired, and that the presentation online is what is drawing people to your house and what will hopefully get you in a multiple bid situation so that your house has the most bids and you can sit back as a seller and decide which bid is most likely to make it all the way to the closing table. Again, I am Laurie Easterlin with Keller Williams. I've enjoyed sharing the inspection process with you today. If you need a realtor who's really going to make a difference and make your house look like $1 million, I'd love to do that for you. Thanks.